So I started the conversation today with Brad, and I was wondering if we should switch seats every episode, or even maybe flip a coin to see who gets to sit in what seat. I can't decide what's my better side.
I mean, I'm a creature of habit, so this is my seat.
So really, what it is that's his better side that he feels.
Yeah.
But welcome to the next episode of Superstar Diaries, where we try to investigate people's memories and moments. I got to work on my tagline, my opening there. So what do you think, Brad? How was your day?
I mean, I look fresh. We all know that. 'Tis the season.
How many years have you had that tracksuit?
I got it last year, brand new.
How many times have you worn it?
Once.
Has it ever been washed?
No.
Do you like to wash your sweatshirts? Because I don't. I like the feeling of brand new.
Yeah, you want to keep it brand new as long as possible. Like it, hopefully at least 3 times before you have to wash it.
What about you? Do you like a fresh T-shirt or a fresh hoodie? Or
I love it. But I'll keep rocking the same shirt.
Wash them. Like as soon as they get them, they need to wash it first.
Oh no!
Oh, absolutely.
All right,
no.
I'm glad they're all on the same page.
Yeah.
I wish we could do a survey and see what people actually think about.
Anybody that washes their clothes before they wear them is weird. Like you want that like.
It's so, dude. A fresh hoodie is so much better than a washed hoodie. Like I'll literally keep a fresh hoodie that I only wear like once a quarter, and I won't wash it for 3 years.
Yeah, Febreze.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I mean, back in the day, you don't remember the jeans and the pants that we wore? We never washed them.
Oh, no, for sure. Once a month tops.
Yeah. Smoking cigarettes at the snake pit.
You wanted to talk about aliens.
No, I didn't want to talk about aliens. I just wanted to see if you guys knew what was going on in New Jersey.
Well, I pulled it up.
So what is going on in New Jersey? It says right there it's a drone, though.
No, but they don't know. But I mean, you got this is. I've seen this. This is like 3 days ago. Last night there was like 30 of them. The day before that there was like 50.
So is it the Democrats or China?
And I'm hoping that they're aliens, but I'm probably pretty sure they're not. But I'm kind of scared that they're like Chinese.
I did read that, I forget who it was, whoever like the most famous prophet in like Italy or France prophesized this year that we will have aliens and humans will see them.
Yep.
For the first time ever. And this person's like 106 years old. I don't know if they've been right about anything. But
like the internet's all over this. Like I can't believe. Do you guys live under a rock? Like what do you guys do?
No, I mean it just didn't make my Instagram feed. My Instagram feed's full of like plugins because I'm rebuilding the studio. It's full of plugins for software. That's literally all I got. I've never gotten so many ads. Between that and Cyber Monday, I can't even do anything. Does anybody have any good holiday parties that they're going to go to?
I mean, the party I'm throwing on the 15th. Oh, I invited you to it. You're coming, right?
Oh yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I mean, the invite was a little intense. Like I saw,
it's like a rave flyer. I only saw it because he texted it. I'm going to be out of town, so I can't make it. I want to look at it right now. Actually, get ready for a one-of-a-kind Christmas event experience reserved for a very exclusive group of attendees in the world's largest mega mansion.
Yes.
Wow.
60,000 square feet. I've told you about this house.
60,000 square feet.
Yeah. We got
How big is the Cherry Creek Mall?
Well, Bounce Empire is 50,000 square feet, so it's 10,000 square feet bigger than that.
Are you kidding me?
No.
That's his house?
That's his house.
What does he do with all those square feet?
Play. I mean, just look on the rave flyer.
All right, hold on.
We got tennis, we got squash, we got badminton, we got bowling, we got foosball, we got ping pong, we got a Dolby Atmos room.
A 2,000 cube foam pit.
Oh, the slide is.
You should actually bring a camera and shoot some of this.
No, that's not allowed.
Oh,
yeah.
So no camera. Do you check your phone at the door?
I'll check your phone at the door.
Is it going to be like a?
Don't be a douchebag. I mean, this is an anti-Diddy party. Like, bring the kids, have fun, bring your sweatpants.
Anti-Diddy party.
Yeah, like Diddy parties about drugs.
No baby.
Sex.
Yeah, no baby.
This is no drugs, no alcohol, no sex. This is about.
There's
playing.
no alcohol.
I mean, there is, but if we want people.
I was like nobody's going to stay if you don't have booze.
No, we have bounce volleyball, we have tennis, we have badminton, we have ping pong. If you beat any of the hosts at any of the things, we'll donate $1,000 to your charity.
How big's the White House?
It's bigger than the White House for sure.
I mean, the White House is actually bigger than you think, and they have a lot of underground stuff.
I mean, the shooting range has the freaking thing.
You're talking about shooting for
Batman.
guns.
Yeah, like Uzis and everything. Like
the White House is 55,000 square feet.
It's bigger than the White House.
But the flamethrower is like Batman.
Like the one you see on Amazon that's like 10 grand. It's like.
I mean, I don't even shoot guns, but I shot the flamethrower. It's really fun.
Really? Why don't you shoot guns?
I'm scared.
I mean, they are loud and dangerous.
Yeah, that's not my thing.
Yeah. So what if you had to protect from zombies? Would you shoot a
No,
zombie?
I told you I don't want to live. Like I want to be.
You want to be eaten out the first one out?
But 8 billion people on the planet. I want to be one of those. I don't want to be the last 50 standing. Fuck that.
I can't believe it's bigger than the White House. I don't think I've ever been in somebody's house bigger than the White House. Like how big do you think those houses were? Like Val's house in the Hollywood Hills.
Like 10,000. Like you can't comprehend how big this is. Like you have to go. It's one of those things you have to see it to believe it.
So can I come to the pre-party or the post-party?
You can go there whenever you want. I mean, just the slide. There's 2 of the slides in North America. Google has one, and he has the other one. They basically built the house around the slide.
But what is the slide for?
You get basically from getting to the top down into the playroom, into the like man cave basement area.
How many stories?
I mean, it's 50 feet, so each story is exaggerated.
Is it a wide slide?
No. It's like a tube. And I mean, you fly.
Oh, it's like a water slide.
Yeah, but it's like spins and it's dark, and then you end up in a foam pit. Would
it hurt my knee, this slide?
No. You might the only injury is like if you
get a little rubber,
because you go so fast, and you have no idea which way you're turning because it's like a tube.
Huh.
And then you get into the foam pit, and then you'll really figure out how old you are. Trying to get out of the foam pit is a really humbling experience.
It's 2,000 pieces. Hold on, let's go back to the fly real quick. Yeah, it says a 2,000-piece foam pit. That's a lot of pieces. 1,000-gallon saltwater tank aquarium and video game room. Giant German-engineered slide that goes all the way through the house. A gorgeous 16-slab granite bar top. A 4th-story spa.
Yeah. That's where the jacuzzi and it's like the red light therapy.
Should we change our trip? Maybe I just want to actually stay here.
I mean, like I said, this is...
What's in the spa? Is there services in the spa?
No, they have the cryotherapy, red light therapy, all that stuff. He has a cryo tank in his house. To get the cryo... I mean, you know what we had to deal with Beta and those cryo tanks? I mean, just a nightmare. He has one, literally one in his house for cryotherapy.
There's going to be a tennis pro there, expert chefs, bartenders... And then the charity challenge, which I guess is for a good cause. For every sport you win, he's going to donate $1,000.
But no one's winning anything.
Why are they that good?
Yeah, they're that good at everything. Foosball, darts, ping pong, badminton, squash.
Oh, he's got pros there.
Yeah, well, no, his kids are pros too. Like
beat the pro.
Nobody's beating anybody. He's not losing any money that day. I lost to a 7-year-old in ping pong, and I'm good.
Really?
Yeah,
you were good at ping pong.
Yeah, we used to have
No, I mean you kick my ass every time every hotel that we tour at. If there was a ping pong table, Brad would be like, "Let's go play ping pong," and I'm like, "I don't want to. You're just going to beat me outside by the pool." No fun for me.
Yeah, I get waxed by a 7-year-old.
So I mean, that was a nice little intro. Any other news that you want to talk about?
Current events. I mean, more.
I've been watching a lot of Christmas movies.
Kind of dig into like the studio and getting that set back up.
Yeah, I mean, so we're working on music again. I've been trying to build out the studio. Went through and installed all of our plugins that we bought. I mean, tens of thousands of dollars of plugins. And dude, honestly, what's blowing my mind is all the new AI stuff. And it's not really like AI that's going to write the song for you. It's like plugins that are trained by master engineers to evaluate your mix down, and like instead of you adjusting 5 knobs, like it kind of adjusts the knobs for you. And like, dude, it's next level. Like, I mean, I can't even believe how good some of this stuff is.
Yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah. So I've been definitely spending some time on that, digging through 5 boxes of chords to try to find all the chords I need to kind of rehook everything up. Thank God I never threw one thing out because those cords are expensive, but I'm still not have everything plugged in at all. Well, I learned my lesson because I have that, remember that like, I don't know, $3,000 light up box that's like the grid generator. If you saw it, you'd remember what I'm talking about. I plugged the wrong cable into it and fried the inside, and it's from Finland or Sweden or someplace crazy, and I couldn't get anybody to fix it, even though all the guys I know like that have modular repair shops in Denver. So I had to send it back to Sweden. It cost me like $150 to get it there. The guy charged me like $150 and then $150 to get it back. So after that, I'm like super careful about any plug I put in anything. So protect the plugs.
I mean, I am excited to do all these tracks and get them mastered and then take them over to Side 3 and do them in Dolby Atmos. I'm really excited to hear all of that. I'm really excited to get you into the studio to hear how it's going to do it. Like, it's going to be really freaking cool.
Yeah, I am super excited about the Dolby Atmos stuff. Have you ever heard anything in Dolby Atmos for real?
With Brad, right? Didn't you have that? So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you did the from Denver podcast and back in the Dalio Studios.
Yeah.
What is that process like? You guys are back in the studio, but like, what for you guys is this almost second nature? But for someone like myself, I have no idea what that means. And,
so right now, I've been rebuilding the studio. Like Brad and I worked on a bunch of music for the Halloween DJ show. And we've been continuing to kind of building edits because it's kind of like you got both sides. Like you have to build your music to perform, but you actually also have to work on original music. So you kind of get two aspects of it. But right now we've been kind of rebuilding it, and I've been kind of going through our old computer from 2010 and 2015 and 2020, and grabbing all of the files, samples, everything else that we want to move back over. So right now it's been the unfun part.
Yeah, the uncreative part. The organization.
A lot goes into, it's like the mise en place part of prepping dinner that they don't show you on TV when the guy shows up and he's like, look how easy it is to make chicken parmesan. And he puts it all together and you're like, oh, that's awesome. You don't realize that some dude was, prepping all that stuff for 3 hours prior.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. I always say that, like, making a track is like a chef. You're only as good as your ingredients.
But, our plan is to do, we haven't decided on what we're going to call it, but, whether it's our 15-year anniversary, because that's really how long Manufactured Superstars has been around, or just kind of a re-edit, but we picked, what we think are 3 or 4 of our best tracks, and we are going to update those along with some new material for our original first initial release. So I'm really excited to go back and kind of dive back into our catalog because we got a lot of stuff. And I was actually been listening to projects. I was listening to a couple before we came here of like, there's so much stuff that we never even finished to put out that is like fire. Like I listened to the things. I mean, clearly it needs to be updated a little bit for the more sound of today. Once all that is ready, Brad and I will definitely attack it, strategically, to kind of decide, we don't want to just show up and be like, what are we going to do today? Let's just play a C note and see what's actually good. Like we actually go into the studio with a goal of like, all right, we're going to take this vocal, we're going to take a concept like this and kind of roll with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the good part about us is we have a really good workflow. I mean, we always have, which is really nice. Sean's like very organized and like task oriented. And I'm kind of OCD and want like perfection on things, and so it's always been a really good balance. When my OCD gets a little carried away, I'd probably drive Sean a little bit crazy, but he's always like, what are we going to get done today? Like, let's... Are we
done yet? Is it good? Are we done?
Yeah, like, moving the needle. And so I think that's how it's been able for us to get back to working and doing a DJ set, doing a DJ mix, with real goals, because we never really... We work together so long that we just kind of know how each other's works, what our strengths, what our weaknesses are, and what the person do, what they're kind of good at. And so I think that's, it's good. It's really good for me. Like whenever I'm doing stuff with other people, I was like, why don't they just do it like Shawn? I just said, do it like this. And then he would do it like that and it would be done. And, now in some of my other projects, I'm like, do it like this. And it's like, that's not what I asked for.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I feel the same way about you. And also the other person that I kind of feel the same way is Dave Soderbergh, the designer we had. I get so frustrated with graphic designers because I used to sit behind him and I'm like, do this, move this. And people don't do it. And I'm like, why'd this take an hour? Like all you had to do is exactly what I said. Just move it to the left, make it a little smaller. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, no, it's been good. We're working on some tour dates now as well that we'll talk about when things are confirmed.
Brad, can you pull the mic closer to you?
Is it close enough?
Is that close enough? Well, because my flailing arms knocked away.
Yeah, that's basically.
He is armsy. He's kind of armsy.
Freakishly
so
long
it's weird
arms.
now. We don't get to see ourselves on the TV. Wasn't there a TV we got to see ourselves on?
Oh, that was it. I mean, I can.
No.
Change
I mean, it's fine. You can just keep images up there. I mean, we can do whatever whatever you got.
I mean, that's like Satellites video. You want to talk about that?
Do you want to talk about like Satellites?
Yeah, let's talk about that video shoot.
Okay, cool. I don't remember it.
I do.
Fill me back in again, because maybe
we were really busy at this time, and this Like Satellites was one of our bigger singles. We knew it was a good song, and so we had our friend Jaden.
We knew it was a good song.
What?
We're like, we know this is a good track.
Yeah, I mean, we know you know when you have a good song.
Jaden, who?
And so Jaden shot the music video. We said we were going to have him be with like a scooter, and it was just literally one of the worst things I've ever seen. It was absolutely awful. Like, we can't have such a good song and have such a crappy video. And I was like, I didn't want to do another like live performance, but we had Skylab and we were performing that night, and I think Avicii was playing that night. It was a pretty big show, and so I was like, well, let's just shoot the music video there.
Yeah.
And so
that's where the live performance came from. I remember shooting the live performance because I remember Skylab.
Yeah.
I think it was Cascade who was the headliner, because did he do all the big bouncy balls?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. I do remember having like 700 people on stage.
Yeah, I mean, if you see the end, if you fast forward to the end of the video, you can see like everybody's just really having fun, and that's kind of our whole crew was on there, for AMAC, Jaden.
I mean, look at that most replayed. I mean, people actually watched this one all the way to the end.
That's what I was just looking at.
There's not like a spike in there. It's not like straight.
Yeah, there's everybody dancing at the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it turned out really good, but it was probably one of the worst videos, I think. It would go down as no. This one's great.
Yeah.
If we did the one that Jaden shot, it was like embarrassing.
Shout out to Jaden.
Yeah, Jaden. I think we were out of town, and like we were like pushing this to get done. And very rarely does Shawn
look very happy.
Very rarely does Shawn pull the plug. It's good enough, and I was like, this isn't good enough. But again, we've had a lot of videos that were like live performances, so I didn't really want to do that, but.
So talking about experiences, I just saw a hula hoop in here. How many times do you think you could hula hoop and get it to go around? More than 5?
Oh yeah.
Really?
I got good hips. I'm thick. I'm thick waisted.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think that I've ever. That's a great pause right there. Just leave that one. I can't decide what he's looking at. What do you think you're looking at?
I think I'm looking at the LED screen going, God. And I'm pretty sure that was towards the end.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I think I'm looking at the video screen. Like, we're really that big? We're really on a 30-foot screen right now?
I don't think that I could hula hoop 5 times. Like, I don't think that I could literally I mean, I kind of wish we had a hula hoop so I could try to do it, but I really don't think we could do it 5 times.
Yeah, you just kind of get...
No, it falls immediately.
Once you get going.
It's like a quitter sock. I literally put it on and I go, whoop, and it just straight down. And then I just watch the girls there. I mean, they sit up there for 30 minutes with that thing just bouncing. Then they put it on their arm and they're dancing all around.
I mean, there is a movement to it that works.
What else about the video? What else do you remember? Howard Stern didn't talk shit about this one.
The beginning of the video was a couple days before, remember, and they were doing that photo shoot.
Yeah, where was that location? What was that building?
They were doing like a hair show, and they already had a lot of the waitresses doing that. So I think we just had them. Remember, that was like a couple days before.
Yeah, I just remember with Sean Hargrove, we were doing a photo shoot. No, you know what? We were doing a photo shoot for a magazine. We were doing a photo shoot for a magazine.
No, we were doing the photo shoot for the album, which was 2 days before that.
Oh, okay.
And so we used those pictures for the album cover, and then we used that. We brought the video person.
Yeah, I think I have a couple magazines that I found when I was cleaning out a storage unit, though. And I think that same photo shoot we used for a cover of a magazine.
No, that's the album cover of our second album.
Yeah. No, but I think it was on some magazines as well.
Can you pull up our album real quick so you can cross-reference that?
What's the album called? Do you remember?
I think it was Like Satellites. I think it was the second.
I don't think the album was called Like Satellites. We have terrible memories.
There it is. There's the album.
Oh, you're right. Prepare for Liftoff.
Prepare for Liftoff.
God, we're silly looking.
But that was that photo shoot from the video.
Yeah.
So we did that. We like compressed. We put it together really quickly, and it came out.
As you can tell, that was probably a terrible day.
Why?
This is supposed to be a joke.
Oh. I was like, please explain. You guys sent some photos for the podcast cover,
dude. So that illustration was done by. So when we were in Vegas all the time, like this is going back to like when Calvin Harris and Deadmau5 weren't even really that famous, to be dead honest. Like they were there, but they were on the same level that we were. They weren't like where they are now, where they're like the gods of EDM. And we were friends with the guys that do Blizzard video games. So like the guys that do World of Warcraft and all that stuff. And Chris Ha, right? That was his name. Chris Ha was he was the character creator for Blizzard. So he was the guy. He didn't do the animations or the illustrations, but when the creative director, who was Rob, went to him and he was like, "We need a new warlock, and he needs to be, you know, a giant." And Chris Ha would do all the animations. And he came to, I think he was with us in Denver. We were with them in LA, and he was like, "Do you want me to do some characters of you guys for thing?" And we're like, "Hell yeah, we do." So like some of that stuff I sent you tonight, like the one that I like, those big kind of b-boy style ones, the one Brad sent you that are like the video games, and then the other ones that were like smaller dolls, he did. And then he actually went as far as to cast us. This is before 3D printers. Remember, he made us the manufactured superstars, like almost like kid robot dolls, like fully animated, like cool stuff. So super talented guy. It was awesome. I mean, he literally, the first one of this, he did add a napkin in a restaurant. I had it framed in the old studio. I think it got lost when I sold that house, but he literally did it on a napkin with a pencil in like a Chinese restaurant in LA. And he gave it to me and I was like, "What, are you kidding me? Like, that is mental." So yeah, you know, spacesuits and girls. That was kind of our theme for a long time. Yeah, those are all sick, you know. And then there's another one in there, if you keep in that same folder, I think, those. So that's what we made into the dolls.
Yep.
So they were like full on, you know, like I said, like kid robot kind of type dolls. And we still have the prototypes at our house. I think you have them on your shelf, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I had all those there too. I think those are super cool. But I think that's the one he drew on a napkin. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. This is about the same time that we were featured in that crazy video game. Do you remember what that was called? DJ
City?
Was it called DJ City?
Something.
It was like a Facebook phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
And our friend, again, through the Blizzard guy, was one of the guys that started it. And we were like the only music that he had in the beginning of the video. And we got like all these fans in like Jakarta. I mean, there was a bunch of weird spots where the video game just blew up. But basically, you were like,
I think you would build.
Yeah, you built a nightclub
build
and then you would perform in it.
Yeah.
Like it was little like the Sims of nightclub.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Did Facebook? That's it right there. Yeah, that's fully it. So we were in that video game. Yeah, you build a nightclub and you basically like perform. And you had to like pick the songs.
I think our music was like the only songs.
No, but do you remember he sold this company for like a ton of money or something? Because I remember talking to like the VC guys. I would have never remembered about this video game had you not Googled it.
See, I'm the smart one. I remember everything.
Yeah, you're like an elephant.
I like an elephant. Oh, that reminds me of video games. I got a good story about Mr. Sabo.
Oh, okay, what's this? I can't wait to hear. My wife's here.
We were flying to, I think it was Vancouver, and we were on one of those smaller airplanes. And Shawn, immediately when you get on an airplane, would like put the seat rest back and slam his seat back. Well,
still do that. But, pro tip, sorry to interrupt, but pro tip is always take like the last seat in first class because you can recline before you take off. And you can, nobody ever tells you to put your seat up.
So the amazing man that he is, he slams his seat back and his seat's broken and he tends to make a scene and say, "Oh, you know, the flight attendant's like, oh, you need to put your seat forward. We got to take off." And he's like, "Oh, it's broken." And by law, if the seat's broken, the airplane can't take off. So I'm like one row in front of Shawn, and Shawn's next to this guy who's highly irritated with him as we're probably an hour and a half of not taking off because Shawn's seat is broken. So the maintenance crew comes in, all these things. Shawn's standing up, and it's like, I think when the PS2 or PS3.
Now I remember the story. I was kind of lost.
Comes out, you know, standing in the aisle,
just
playing the video games. The entire plane is waiting because this man's seat's broken, and he doesn't give two asses. He's playing video games. You know. And so they finally fix his seat, and the guy next to him goes, "Aren't you too old to be playing video games?"
Not at all.
And I was like, can you just not say your seat's broken and just shut up and just pretend like to put your seat up?
You're taking a little out of context.
No,
the lady kind of overheard. I didn't like raise my hand and be let's stop the plane and fix my seat.
made it. I was right in front of you. I know. I'd be under oath right now saying, I can't move my seat forward because
Really?
it's broken.
Right,
and then it was just like, oh, no.
So should we add a little section to the podcast called Facts by the Elephant of things Brad remembers that nobody else does?
But
elephants do have good brains, right? Isn't that like a known thing? Okay, yeah. I was just, How long do elephants live? Do you remember?
Aren't you too old to be playing video games?
No fucking chance. I mean, do you play video games?
Yeah.
I mean, I actually think if you don't play video games, it's weird at this point. You play video games. You'll play like John Madden, right? Or you'll play with your son?
I play FIFA, yeah.
Did Wesley kick your ass?
Yeah, there's too many moves. Like it's I'm still like on Candy Crush is kind of where I like.
Yeah, he likes the slash of the fruit like on the iPad.
I could still do that.
How many iPads did you lose when we were on tour?
A lot.
So Brad would literally leave the iPads in the back of the seat all the time, and especially on international flights, they won't let you back on the plane. So once you cross that the door, it's theirs now.
Yeah, between 3 and 5 for sure.
Yeah,
not one, more than one.
But we would play video games on the airplane a lot together. We play like Monopoly and Uno on the iPad. I don't remember what else we would do just to kill the time.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think anybody's too old to play video games, especially now. They're so awesome. I mean, I play video games in VR. I play video games on the portable and the Switch. On my
so that race car thing at your house.
Dude, I love it. I love Gran Turismo in the VR. I got the whole steering wheel set up. It's next level if you haven't tried that yet. I mean, it's I had a friend before we went to Deadmau5. Miles, when he came over, he was like, he put it on. He was so freaked out. He just kept turning the wheel all hard, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna rip the thing apart. like
you're gonna break my thing.
Does he have a VR video game set in this mega mansion that's bigger than the White House?
Of course. Yeah, man, I
mean, now I'm kind of bummed.
I was just thinking on the way over here. I'll just kind of like tell the stories because I tell them accurately, and you don't. And you don't really remember what they are.
The elephant brain.
The elephant brain. But I kind of wanted to tell the story.
I just exaggerate and make them better. I mean, you tell the boring version.
I kind of wanted to tell the Stafford brothers story.
The wheelchair?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
So
it's a great story.
So the Stafford brothers, I think we're kind of on the same level.
Are you going to talk about the fact that you hit on Miss Florida too, or no? Wasn't that the same night? No? All right, maybe not. See, no. I don't have an elephant brain.
But the Stafford brothers were, I think, kind of in the same vibe as us. I think they were a little bit crazier than we were.
They were definitely crazier. They were like Australian surfers.
I think their vibe was like crazy. I think our vibe kind of brought crazy.
Yeah.
I think it was a little bit different. So we're playing, and I don't even think don't even think that they knew, or we knew that they were playing before us or after us or whatever. So it was like, I think it was a Sunday, it definitely was a Sunday fun day. So we were both coming from
Clearwater, Florida.
Yeah. We were both coming from somewhere pretty big, and I think we were both pretty hungover.
And we drank all day.
Was it Clearwater or was it like somewhere, Panama Beach?
I think it was Clearwater. Shepherd's Beach. Which is in Clearwater, maybe? I don't know. It was on a pier on the beach.
Yeah, and it was like it was a Sunday fun day because it was definitely the thing was they have a pool party, and we were like kind of the two headliners.
There's a lot of stories about those guys. We should make sure we get them on the show.
And then everybody would stay at the hotel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like it was
like a casino hotel, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. And so they see us, we see them, start drinking. Well, there's a lady in a wheelchair, and she was kind of attractive, and she's just kind of balling out. She's like buying bottles of Dom.
Oh, I remember. Oh, yeah. She was buying Dom. She's buying that one with the flowers on it.
Yeah, she was like
Pierre, whatever.
Yeah, St. Pierre or whatever it was. I mean, she was definitely spending a bunch of money, and so we were like giving her some attention. Like at that point, we didn't really see like that many women ballers or whatever. Well, she had one leg, and we realized that her friends told us that she just had her settlement, and she just got a bunch of money from a car accident or whatever, and she got her leg amputated. And so, we became friends with that person or whatever, and as the day progressed, we just started having more fun. Well, we're all staying in the same hotel that it's basically like a dorm. And everybody from the party's there. And I don't know if there's another night, but we're flying out the next morning. All I know is I'm standing in like the hotel rooms, everybody's rooms open. It's almost like Cruise or whatever. Like it's just everyone's just kind of
like
go back and
fraternity
forth.
or like a sorority.
One of the Stafford brothers is rolling in the wheelchair, like rolling down, and the amputee is like hopping after him, like, that's fucked up. You can't use her chair. And then, whatever, the night goes on. And then we're leaving the next day. We all kind of split up. We're flying back home or wherever we're going. And the Stafford brothers sends me a picture of a handicap sign and goes, is it weird that this is the handicap sign makes me feel horny? To this day, it's still one of the funniest. Whenever I see a handicap sign, I'm like, does he really feel horny when he sees this? And I just can't ever not think about him stealing an amputee's
I cannot
wheelchair.
wait to text him this episode and be like, do you remember? He'll call in and be like, hey, what's up, bro? Last time we were talking about the throwback versus throw forward. I think that's still really cool and got legs.
No,
because I thought that those were all really cool topics.
Oh, here you go. What was the first time you were starstruck?
I mean, the first time that I can
playing
DJing.
Yeah, when we were DJing, and you're like, wow.
I mean, my biggest starstruck moment is still shooting the video with Paris Hilton because I just couldn't believe that I was literally like within 4 inches of her face when we were doing like a scene. But first time starstruck, man. I mean, I would say that it was probably like the Jenny McCarthy kind of era, like meeting people like her, because I remember Jenny McCarthy from being a kid,
right?
On, when she was on MTV, right? She was on MTV forever.
Yeah.
And then like now all of a sudden, like she's in the DJ booth with us and wants to be our friend. And then we like go DJ her show. That would actually be another good one to find. We could find clips of that. So Jenny McCarthy did a show in New York City. It was like one season, right? And we were the resident DJs in the background. So kind of like the Saturday Night Live band. And remember we did the one episode that had like the Real Housewife.
No, French Montana.
No, but it had the New Jersey gangster lady.
Oh yeah.
What was the show called?
And then we went out that night.
John Gotti's wife.
Oh yeah,
something like that. What was the show called?
And then we went to Lavo that night. Yeah, we were DJing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went in, and the Real Housewife gangsters lady was there, and then that was a fun night.
But I would say that was one of the first starstruck times. And then, we had a lot where we just met random people. Like, I remember meeting Tito Ortiz and, like, Chuck Liddell and not even knowing who they are. And everybody else was, like, freaking out. But I was like, I don't watch UFC fighting. Everybody else was like, dude, you're literally with Chuck Liddell. And I'm like, who?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people at Excess that were like, huh?
Yeah.
There was like...
I mean, I can tell you sorry to interrupt, but I can tell you my real first starstruck moment was when I did a radio meet and greet with Gwen Stefani, but that was like when I was like 17. Right. Like somebody won a radio show and it was like, go meet Gwen Stefani. She's really short, by the way.
I think like as you could see our career like building in Vegas when we were doing the Planet Perfecto.
Yeah,
and there was a couple nights where like everybody was coming to see us. Like Jason Strauss was coming to see us from Tower Group. Jesse was coming to see us. I think we played like that might have been like our first like 5,000 person show.
For sure, that place was crazy.
Where it was like completely sold out and just like, and I think we were started out kind of being the opener for Paul Oakenfold. Once a month or whatever. And I think there was one time where like we were the headliner.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I remember our first headline there.
And I think it was like completely sold out.
But what was your starstruck moment there?
I think it was just like more just like looking
at. That's not starstruck. That's just wow factor.
Yeah. Just like kind of aha moment.
So when was the first time you met a celebrity while we were on tour that you were like, oh my God, I can't believe I just met that person?
When I had the meeting with Puff Daddy, that was.
Tell me about this meeting with Puff Daddy. What year do you think this was?
Miami Winter Music Conference. So, we were super busy with the Beatport parties.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because my birthday's March 25th. And so every single year.
I'm well aware you'd always talk about
my birthday party.
My birthday, we have to go to Nobu.
My birthday was in Miami. And so this particular time, this is when we were talking about doing Beat Source, which was the hip hop version of Beatport.
Yeah.
And so we were meeting with Jimmy Iovine and Luke, and talks were progressing with that. And so we end up at Diddy's house at like 4 p.m. and I think it's my birthday. I think it is.
I mean, it should be your birthday if you're at Diddy's house in Miami. This is obviously when Diddy was the coolest person on the planet.
Yeah, this was pre Diddy or whatever.
Pre Diddy dude.
So we're sitting in his house and his like jet skis and everything that you think P Diddy's house was. I have a picture of it, so I can definitely.
Did he have 7 kookaroos?
No. There was nothing really weird.
No, the kookaroos aren't weird. They're birds. From the movie, you know what I'm talking about? Touch the Fairy Wall? No, you don't get it.
No.
You get it. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
So we're kind of waiting for him, and then we end up having like this weird dinner. And he basically, there was like a bunch of really important people there, and Puff Daddy would like introduce everybody. And then he's like, I really want you guys to come back tonight. I'm having a party. And I was like, well, David Guetta's playing at, what was it, Mansion?
No, it wasn't Mansion. It was was it Crowbar?
No, I think it was Mansion. Whatever it was, I was like,
one on the corner. Yeah.
At this time, like David Guetta was my favorite DJ. And Caroline was his manager. I was like, it's my birthday. I'm going to go see Guetta with Will.i.am, and that's when we were doing a lot with him. And then, we have this crazy beach party going on every day. And so, like, sorry, bro, but I can't come.
So your first starstruck moment was telling Puff Daddy you couldn't come back to his house.
I really can't believe.
So maybe you were actually just ahead of the curve and you realized that you shouldn't have hung out with him, because who would have known what happened there?
And I remember, like, at that night, Will and I were so VIP that we were like excluded from everybody, that like we weren't even having fun. We were so VIP'd out that I was like, and then I think at one time I was like, should we go to Puff Daddy's party? I was like, nah. And the night progressed and ended up being really fun.
So that's another good question. Have you ever been so VIP that you can't have fun?
Yeah, that night was so VIP.
Yeah, like, you see next to you, there's a table of 10 girls. They're all having a great time, but you're literally so VIP that you can't do anything.
There's so many security around us that nobody can actually get to us. It's just literally me and Will and David Guetta, and that's it.
That's funny. So that was your most starstruck moment?
That was one.
Now I don't even really seem like I don't even think I care.
We do need to get Don Johnson here and tell the story when literally Don took the Borgata down for like $1.5 million.
It's funny.
And I won $250,000 playing roulette.
Yeah, it's funny.
Like night, that story is.
I was at my wife's parents' house for Thanksgiving, and literally we started talking. I don't know how we even got on the subject. So we made her mom and stepdad watch it's something of a whale.
The Gambler.
Yeah, no, it's not called The Gambler. It's on the history of a whale, or Secrets of a Vegas Whale. And literally in the first, they're like, because her stepdad's, and everybody's always like, is the story Shawn's telling actually true? I'm like, oh yeah, we used to hang out with the number one world's gambler. He almost bankrupted a bunch of casinos. He won $3.6 million in one night. They didn't have enough cash to pay him. We're literally watching the documentary on their TV, and within the first 3 minutes on the screen, we're literally there, and he's standing behind us, like holding up a bottle of with chips in it. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, I think. We can do that one today or do it at a different time, but that story is just like almost hard to believe.
Yeah, that was a crazy time period. He would throw chips at dealers every once in a while.
Yeah, the night that I won $250,000 playing roulette, I've tipped everybody because he wouldn't. He was on another level.
For the record, he gave the money back to Don.
Yeah. I won Don $250,000.
But we were actually a distraction.
Yeah, we were part of the charade, I guess.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about Don was that the penthouse in the Borgata that he would get every time. Remember that ridiculous room? And then he would always make the butlers come and iron our spacesuits, and he just got the biggest kick out of it. He's like, oh no, you guys are going to go. DJ's like, hold on, I'm going to get the butler up here to iron the spacesuits. And I was like, don't put too much heat on them. They're acrylic; they're going to melt.
No, that was all. Yeah, we would stay with him a lot, but that was the time that we were there. The night that we won.
Watch out those arms.
I know. The night that we won all that money was we had the penthouse to ourselves, and that's what Don says is like we were just. We had the rooftop penthouse of the Borgata,
which is not 60,000 square feet.
Which is not 60,000 square feet, but it was just the two of us. We went out that night, and literally when Don came in, they were we had the butler, and they were ironing our spacesuits because they were wrinkled. Yeah. And Don thought that was the funniest thing. But I mean, should we just go ahead and tell that story? Or
Yeah, tell whatever you want. It's your show, bro. You're the elephant. I don't even remember things. So,
well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you were part of it.
I mean, most of the time we're going to be interviewing other people, so I don't know if we're going to. I was definitely there, but I drank more than you back then, and I smoked a lot of cigarettes. So who knows what I was doing?
So we're opening it up for David Guetta. 5,000 person show sold out.
My dad came to that show, actually.
Who?
My father came to the David Guetta show in Atlantic City in the ballroom.
Right. And so, we would always call Don, hey, Don, we're playing in Atlantic City, and he would a lot of times show up. And for whatever reason, I think this one was planned, and Don wasn't there. So we just had regular rooms. I'm like, Don, where are you? This was like the Friday night before, because Atlantic City is really hard to get to. So we're there the night before, and Don's like, no. So remember, we checked into the rooms, and Don's like, no. And then somebody grabbed us, took us into the VIP thing, and they're like, oh, you're staying in Don Johnson's suite or penthouse, or rooftop penthouse. And so,
because it had multiple bedrooms. It wasn't like we were sharing rooms.
We're not sharing.
It's like 8,000 square foot apartment.
There was 8 bedrooms or whatever. So finally, Don gets there the next day, and everything gets catered up to the room,
full let spread all.
Yeah. And Don's going to go play in $1 million blackjack tournament, and we're going to go DJ. So we tell the promoter, hey, make sure that Don has a good table. Make sure that he's allowed to come up on stage. He's fine to come up on stage. Blah 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 blah. So we play our entire set, and we're done. And there's no Don. The table's a little empty. And then Guetta had like a little bit longer transition. He didn't come on right after us. So it was like maybe like a 5-minute gap. So we end up and, kind of go to Don's table. He's not there, kind of go backstage. Guetta starts DJing. Don comes flying up to the stage. He's like, you're not going to believe this. I just won $1 million in the blackjack tournament. He's like, that's where I was. I'm so sorry I missed your set. Blah, 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 blah. So, he goes and orders the bottle of Ace of Spades, and, we go to hang out at his table, go get kind of back and forth between backstage, hanging out in our green room and hanging out with Don. So probably almost halfway through, or maybe at the end of getting set, Don's like, come on, let's go gamble.
Because he's obviously on he just won $1 million bucks. Even if you're a professional gambler, the adrenaline you get from that's next level. So
I go with him to the table, and part of his shtick was he would bring a bunch of like girls from Philly that were like kind of crazy. And so he had his formula, and I would say, like, I don't want to tell what his formula was, but it's
all in the movie if you watch it.
It's all in the movie if you go watch it. But he's getting like really irritated with the dealers. He's getting really irritated with the girls that are with us. And so he's yelling at everybody. And so like, gives me like 15 grand and goes like,
take all the girls and go to another table.
Yeah, get them out of here. So I go to the roulette table.
Well, we're in the high room. This isn't this isn't like, this is like that back room of gambling.
Well, at the Borgata, it's like in the dead middle of the casino.
But it's still sectioned off. Like the limits are $1,000 or $10,000 a hand.
So for whatever reason, I go play roulette, and I come back with like 40 grand, like 15 minutes later, and I give Don like $40,000. It's like, what? What's going on? And I was
like, I hit my numbers.
I was like, yeah. I was like, he's like, nobody wins at roulette. That's the stupidest game ever. So things start escalating. So probably another 45 minutes later, same thing happens. Get another like 15 grand, come back again with like 30 grand or whatever it was. And Don is just like mind boggled. He's like, nobody wins in roulette. I don't get it. And so, I mean, at this point, we're probably on our second bottle of Patron Platinum, and like things are like, there's a pretty big crowd in the VIP now. The Guetta concert's out. Like Borgata's just popping at this point. And so, he's playing and he keeps winning. And then I just go and basically take like 50 grand. And I was like, he's like, whoa. And I was like, I'm on a heater. And I come back.
23's hot. That's his number.
And I come back and I'm starting to bet. And they're only letting me put $500 on a number. They won't let me put 1,000 on a specific number. And I'm like, Don, They won't let me put $1,000 on this number. He's like, if you don't let him put $1,000 on this number, we're leaving. Like, I mean, he's he's really hostile. I mean, he's hostile all the time, but he's like screaming across the
He was
the
just
thing.
in Denver.
And he's like, put it on like black 17 or black 21 or whatever. And, I got probably 50 grand on this table and it hits. And we went literally like $200,000 on one payout. And I mean, it like the place is going bananas. The pit bosses are like, what's going on? Like, I mean, I have so many.
Somebody's getting fired tonight for letting that guy put $1,000 chip on the table.
And I had $1,000 like.
I remember roulette plays 35 to 1, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
And we had, I really think it was like 19 or 17 or 14, like literally surrounded.
Yeah.
And it was to the point like, oh my God, I can't believe we won this much money. And at this point, I think they basically shut the roulette table off. I wasn't allowed to play anymore. Like, Don at this point I think he was up another like $500,000 playing blackjack. And we just basically leave and go back up and have a crazy party up at the penthouse. But it was like, no joke, won $250,000 playing roulette. It wasn't my money, but it was.
I wish we had that on video.
I mean, that whole night was just, everything about it was just.
Yeah. Wow. So again, not starstruck.
Not starstruck, but just like, how are we? Like, how can I even be gambling?
We're going to call this segment Brad's Experiences and Elephant Memories. Oh, God.
But if you tell that story, like, they don't even really believe it.
No, I'm telling you, I was literally telling my wife's mom, literally at Thanksgiving. This was, 2 weeks ago. And we made them watch. And if you watch, I mean, he tells everything that he did. He talks about having girls around to cause, like, a ruckus. And, that it's an entire production. And how, I mean, he's getting interviewed literally in the table that sits in the Venetian fountain by, like, like reporters and stuff. Like, I mean, he literally bankrupted the casino.
Yeah.
It was on the cover of, like, the New York Times.
It was probably 2 or 3 or 4 weeks later is that when he did the same thing at Tropicana, and that's when they basically stopped him. Because he would he would negotiate. He's like, I'll gamble $1 million, but if I lose $1 million, you have to give me 20% back. And that 20% was enough to like float, hedge, whatever it was.
He was a smart dude, though. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about.
But the way he would treat the dealers was like, I mean, it was, and the cocktail waitress was like, a dealer would like walk up, he's like, I don't like your attitude, out, like, next. And then it would be like.
I mean, I do that at the $10 tables, you know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, he was really
hostile. Bring me an ashtray and I don't like your attitude. I mean, I really don't want like a very straight edge Asian man, Asian lady that looks like she smokes cigarettes. I'd love her to be my dealer.
But he wouldn't tip anybody either. So that night I probably threw out at least $10,000 into. I was tipping everybody everywhere because I was almost like so embarrassed of the way he was behaving. I was like, how can you not tip? He's like, I was like, you're winning so much. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Let me go back to tie in Don Johnson and like how important he was to our career. So
for sure.
Our very first night at XS, Marquee had just opened, so Eric Murillo was playing Marquee.
No, but the night before was Beyonce.
Right, yeah, but this is with Don, and so Don was like starting to become this really big whale.
Well, but that's what I'm saying though, because he went to see Beyonce the night before. And he was upset.
Yeah. Well, no. He went to see Eric Murillo.
Oh, okay.
And they gave him like the worst table, and the table, and he was in.
Well, let's not call it the worst table. They gave him one of the tables on the floor that happened to have a pillar in his field of vision.
Yeah, he didn't like that. So then our residency kicked off January 1st.
Yes.
At XS. New Year's Day, and
I have the flyer.
And I think
11. I don't know.
Yeah, and so our very first night. DJing, Don shows up and nobody knows him, and Jesse and the whole XS crew takes care of him, and he buys the first 30-liter Ace of Spades ever sold.
Yeah.
So our very first night DJing, he
spent $150,000 on a bottle,
and then he wanted to play his Don Johnson "Living on a Prayer."
Yes, and we played it,
and the place went fucking bananas.
Yeah. And then we had started like an entrance for him every time he was going to walk in. We play "Living on a Prayer" as he entered.
And so then from that night we built a relationship with him, and so then when we're in LA or we're in Miami, like he would come and see us a lot, like,
which is a big deal because you're having like the top gambler and the biggest spender, so the club owners are like, yes.
Book manufacturer superstars, and there's a percentage chance
Yeah.
that Don Johnson will show up. And I mean, he did the same thing in Miami, bought a 30-liter Ace of Spades or 15-liter LA, you know. So I mean, we were part of some of the very, very first really big bottle purchases. So I mean, yeah, just like we were really part of that big bottle culture.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when other really rich people would see us DJ at XS, like, oh, Don just bought the 30-liter Ace of Spades. You're the
Let's try to one up him.
They're the Prince of Dubai. Then he ended up buying the 100 bottles of Dom that night.
Yeah.
We were like, remember we had so much Dom we didn't even know what to do with it.
Yes, I do.
And then the other guy orders like, you know.
I also remember when he picked you up and threw you in the pool while we were DJing, which was hilarious as well.
Well, I can tell that story too. That's that. So yeah, this big. Who was it? He was the
Prince of Dubai. I mean,
Yeah,
it's not the prince. He was, let's say, in the top 10 princes.
Yeah,
there's a lot of princes.
One of the more important.
Muhammad
princes.
was his name.
Muhammad was his name. Muhammad number 2, because there was 2 different Muhammads that would always.
Hey, I mean, I do know when he showed up to the casino, he had the whole floor of the Wynn Tower Suites, the entire floor, and he flew on a 777 that was his family airplane.
Yeah. And so Jesse's like, hey, Muhammad's coming, blah, 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 blah. So we end up DJing from like 1 to like 3:30, 3 or 3:30. He never shows up. So we basically finished DJing. Whenever we would, we'd kind of like hang out with Jesse and the managers and kind of say hi to VIPs or whatever.
Yeah, because they were up until 5 or 6.
Yeah. And so we're hanging out at his table, which is right next to Jesse's. And he's like, and just like walks in with, you know, a bunch of friends and people and is like, hey, I came to see you. And I was like, well, we just finished. And Jesse's like, go back on. And I was like, really?
I'm drunk too.
Yeah,
really drunk.
Yeah. So Shawn and I go back on.
Like really drunk. Like, you know, like I'm done, bro. I mean, it's party time for me.
We DJ from 3:30 till 5:30 in the morning. By 5 o'clock, we're completely out of music. It's only his crew and us. That's it. The purple coats from the Wynn are like, they have to get the XS ready.
The purple coats are like the SWAT team.
Yeah, they're like, but the pool where Night Swim was, the pool is the regular Wynn pool.
And it's a casino during the day.
Yeah,
that middle island, if anybody's ever been there.
Yeah, so they have to like get it cleaned. And so it's literally 5:30 and it's literally probably 50 people. That's just us. And we're just DJing. Like at this point, we're just playing requests and, you know, letting all of his friends DJ with us. And all of a sudden I get picked up and body slammed.
A big dude, by
and literally, and like I felt like the security guards like grabbing my wallet, my phone, like fleecing me, and we go head first.
He jumped in with him. It was like a cannonball.
Cannonball suplex into the Wynn pool at 5.
And then the purple coats had to escort you back to the room because they thought that you would get kicked out if you were wearing a wet spacesuit walking through the Wynn casino.
Literally fully soaked. That was another one of those nights of like. I think that's the longest we ever DJ'd for sure.
No, I mean that was that not the same night that he did buy all the Dom? No, it had to be a different night then.
No, that was a different Muhammad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was the Muhammad because he was the polo player and he had the
polo team on all of the bottles.
But he did. I think he felt bad, and so he bought the whole shot Patron Platinum.
He did.
You know,
the whole club.
Yeah, the whole club. So we'd be like, what's up to Muhammad? Thank you so much for coming. Patron Platinum shots for everybody.
Just go to the bar and ask for it. They're going to put it on my tab.
Yeah. It was like a $50,000 shot tab that night.
Yeah.
So like Jesse and those guys, I mean, we would play the part, but we would definitely like thoroughbreds for the club making money.
Yeah, the bottle service days.
And because we didn't really care, I mean, our music career and we started to have some big records, but we were still wanted to be known as like party DJs and fun DJs. So the Dead Mouses, Calvin Harris's, Tiestos are trying to really establish their careers. Like they're not gonna take requests and stuff like that. We don't care at all. Like you buy a bottle of Ace of Spades, we're gonna play Living on a Prayer every time and do it gladly.
And you know what? Any DJ that doesn't should really, you know, if you're DJing in a nightclub, I get it if it's like Coachella. Like we're not going to think, you know, when we're playing festivals, we're not going to change our set at EDC.
Yeah.
But
for a nightclub set,
I mean, it's about the people and having fun, man. You know, like if the people aren't having fun, what are you doing up there? Taking yourself way too serious.
Yeah.